Hi and welcome to King Football Show. We are live. This is the match reaction for Wolverhampton versus Arsenal. A lovely 2-0 win. Hello, everyone. I hope you are good. I am very happy today. I went to the game yesterday, and I just have to start with big up the Arsenal fans, big up the away fans. They were amazing. They were loud. I will show you some clips and some videos from yesterday. But before that, I have to start with sending my prayers and speedy recovery to Miss Melina, Miss Mel. She's a sister to us in the community, someone who's been a friend and very helpful to many of us. So the fact that she's struggling right now is very painful, and we pray for you and for your family. We know that you are a fighter, and hopefully, you will be back to your best soon. But big up everyone that's tuned into uh, to the video. I hope you're all doing well. I know it's Sunday today. I know it's late. I would have done the match reaction yesterday, but obviously I was at the game, so I couldn't. And big up Luke. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support. I've seen your comments as well. And yeah, I want to start with first half. I think first half yesterday, as kind of expected, where Wolves were playing very deep because obviously Wolves are they were bottom of the league coming into the game, so it made sense. They played with a back five, three-man midfield, and two up top. So it took time for us to get into the game, and obviously the fact that Granit Xhaka after 15 minutes was already struggling didn't really help us. So I took some photos and let's see if you can see them. And I'm gonna explain why we were struggling a bit in the first half and why we were much better in the second half. So this is the first half, yeah. Normally we attack when we attack, we got two centre backs, then we have three people in midfield, normally Sinchenko, Partey, and Ben White, and then we attack with five. So normally Saka and Martinelli goes by Odeegard and Granit Xhaka and Jesus are more centrally. As you can see in this picture, I don't know if you can see clearly, but at top, you can only see four. You can't see Fabio Vieira in this picture. And he was struggling with finding his position in the first half. This is another picture. Let me take out the comment and maybe you'll be able to see it better. You see here again, two, three, and four. So again here, you can't see Fabio Vieira. So if we quickly move into the next picture, this is the second half. And here you can see all five. And this is what we did better in the second half. Fabio Vieira find that Xhaka role much better in the second half. And he had a wonderful display in the second half. Probably Arteta talked to him because Vieira, as we know very much, has either played the Odegaard role or number 10. So the Xhaka role was new to him as well. We have to remember that. So a few adjustments in the second half, and we won. And this is another picture you can see here. All five are on the picture, on the line, attacking. So these were some tactical changes that we did in the second half, and it really helped us to put more pressure on Wolves. And in the end, Jesus gets the ball, puts a fantastic through ball to Vieira. Vieira crosses it in, and Odegaard scores, and we are 1-0 up. And then similarly, Thomas Partey puts out across to Martinelli, Martinelli's first touch lets him down, but the mentality he has, he pressures the defender, wins the ball back, put it in, and Odeegard scores again after a few shots. I think Martinelli shot saved. I think yeah, Zinchenko put it in. Martinelli shot got saved. I think Jesus' shot got saved, and then Odegaard had one shot. Fantastic control into the box. And deservedly, we won the game. We were the better team. We had lots of control, lots of possession, and you could see why uh, we are top of the league. It was a professional performance. And what I will say in the first half, Ruben Neves, he was fantastic for Wolves. He showed his quality again on the ball. You know, whenever the thing is, when we attack, because we attack in a five and stay with a three in midfield and two in defense, the wide areas are quite open. And because Ruben Neves' quality on the ball is fantastic, he can just ping it out to the wingers. Semedo had a very good first half, and that's why they were running through the channels. But that's our new tactic. The manager wants the team to threaten us on the wings because that's furthest away from the goal. So even though at sometimes it looks like teams are attacking us, they are doing it in the zones and area that are not as threatening as if it would be more centrally. Also have to say, Gabriel had a very good game. He was cleaning up a lot for Saliba, but we'll get more into that when we speak about player ratings. Check. Let me check here. In Queen, yeah, play for Miss Melina. James Bond here just popped in to say hi from myself and Queenbone66. Up, my king. Big up, my brother, James Bond, Will, Creamy, Trevor, all of you guys, whatever your name is, whoever you are, big up. Thank you for tuning in. And by the way, smash the likes, people. You know it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Make sure you do like the content and subscribe to the channel. And Luke is saying, "Evening, James Bond, Will, Trevor, Colin, or whatever your name." Yeah, you see, it's not just me. He's a man with many names and identities. But yeah, so for me, what was so amazing as well. I'm gonna play you some clips from the fans just so you can get an idea of the atmosphere at the game. Listen to this, guys. Yeah, like the away fans, 10, 10-star performance from the away fans. And this is something I have to big up Mikel Arteta. He's really worked and make sure that there's a connection between the fans and the players and the club, and that we support them whether it's away or at home, that we are a force. And it helps the players because in the first half we were quite slow. You know, there are reports from Arteta that players were sick. You know, Granit Xhaka was so sick he had to get off, and apparently there were other players who weren't feeling well. But he said he would not be able to make three or four changes. So we got to the players stepping up in the second half, upping up the tempo. That was good to see. And you know, we have to say that the fact that we are now 5 points clear of Man City, and we went into that game knowing that Man City lost, so the pressure was on us to perform. And previous Arsenal side had struggled to perform when others had lost or drawn. So we usually didn't capitalize on that. But big up to this team showing mentality and quality. Honestly, it was great to be there and see. And big up Luke as well. Big up Moss. He said, "Let's go Dolphins. Keep this Moss winning invincible." You just watching your Dolphin instead of doing red zone, Moss. Big up AFT apparently. Yes, guys, I made my debut yesterday on AFTV. Make sure you tune in and like my video. Me and Tariq. Tariq was there as well. He had a wonderful performance, and you can see it on the comments and on the views. He did so well, and I think I did okay as well. It was great. And Luke is saying we won't win the league. I think we get second. Yeah, guys, put in the chat where do you think Arsenal will finish and tell me why. I think we can win the league. I'm not saying we will win the league. City are favourites, 100%. There's no doubt about that. But I still think Arsenal can do it. And the reason why is that we got a title winning defence. Our defence is much stronger in quality and in depth than Man City's. Man City's defence is fragile. I don't really rate Akanji. I don't think it's that good. They haven't really found a good partnership with Stones and Laporte and Diaz. Them used to be very good. Cancelo is fantastic going forward, but in defense, again, he's suspicious. Ake is another one who's good on the ball, good passer, but not the best one-on-one defender. And I feel like with City, they are still adjusting to playing with Haaland. So it's very much they haven't found the balance on when to use Haaland and when to just be Man City and be fluid in the attack. And of course, with a manager like Pep and players like De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva and Ilkay Gundogan and Phil Foden, eventually they may find that out. But the pluses for Arsenal is that they've played 8 home games, 6 away games. We have played 6 home games, 8 away games. They've only played uh, Liverpool and Man United out of the top 16, and they lost to Liverpool. So they still have to face Arsenal twice, Chelsea twice, Tottenham twice. And we know that Tottenham is a very boogie team for Man City. And they drew it against Newcastle. So they don't have the best record this season against the teams that are doing very well. And also, Man City got 18, I think 18 players going to the World Cup. And I think like 16 of them are probably like main starters. When it comes to Arsenal, six, seven maybe will start. And even with the players that will start, there's a high chance that they get subbed off. So we'll see, there's a lot of things, but we can't get carried away. Still need to have feet on our ground. It's a long season. We don't know who's gonna be fatigued or get injured after the World Cup. We don't know, even though it looks like the club wants to really buy players. We do not know if that will actually happen, but hopefully it can happen. Hopefully it can happen. And big up Anthony. I hope you're well, bro. Nice to see you in the chat. Cream bun doesn't show for gold red or red sun. Disappointing. Yeah, 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 yeah. But with Cream bun, you never know. Maybe he was there as Will or Trevor or James Bond. You never know. Yeah, I went to the game. I went to the game, man. I showed some clip at the start of the uh, after video. I'll show some more. Yeah, Anthony saying he enjoyed the second half. The first half was a bit flat. Odeegard didn't play well in the first half, but was good in the second half. Yeah, the problem in the first half was that I think a lot of the players weren't feeling 100%, and Arteta mentioned it in the press conference. So we took too many touches. We were quite slow in transitioning the ball. I did show some clips. I'm going to show them again just because at the beginning, not so many were here. So let me show the clips again. So if you look in the first half, when we attack, we are supposed to have a line of five. But you see where Sinchenko has the ball, that is where Shaka normally is. And Vieira is supposed to be there, but he's not. So we're already missing a man in the attack because he was figuring out his position in the first half. And this is another clip. You can see again, you can see Martinelli, you can see Jesus, Odeegard, and Saka on the wing, but you can't see Vieira. In the second half, this changed. And now we had more men in attack, we were more fluid, and in the end, this helped us to take control of the game and score. I'm a show a fast. Let me see. I can show a fast clip. I can't show the full clip because of copyright. So we were much better in the second half with switching the ball. But I do agree we were better. Uh, you're not seeing our fixture on through schedule after Christmas. Not good. Everybody got the same fixture on, and we've played more top six teams than Man City have. That's the reality. So I think it's going to be one of them. I think it's going to be another title race until the end of the day. But as I said, there's so much more. And Moss is saying Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, top four. But Newcastle may bang down door. We will see January. Man United, Spurs, all will be battling the fourth spot. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting. Arsenal need a couple of players in January for us to win it, but it's all about the window. Yeah, and I agree. If we can make sure that we get players in, if we can sign 2 to 3 players, or at least two, yeah. I believe in this team because when you go and watch them and when you watch us live and you see the quality of the football that we are playing and you see the energy from the fans and the aura around the club is so powerful. And sometimes we neglect these things. Like the players are happy, the manager is happy, the fans are behind the team. And as I played the clip at the beginning of the video, and you hear the Arsenal fans way more than the Wolves fans. And this was the team the whole game. The away fans were fantastic. Let me just play it quickly. I'm not going to play the full clip, but if you listen to this, yeah, you will hear it. Let me see, where is it? So yeah, guys, like the fans, they're amazing. And most is saying Arteta was the man behind Pep making it happen, improving players. Listen, Arteta, like Pep is Pep. Pep is a wonderful manager. I'm not gonna compare them to, but Pep is Pep. Arteta is Arteta, and I think Arteta has shown now that he's a proper manager. He's a coach. Like this is the best start that we have ever had in the Premier League history, and we've had goated teams under George Graham with players like Tony Adams and Ian Wright and Kevin Campbell and Paul Merson and under Wenger we've had goated teams as well with Overmars, with Petit, uh, and then after that we had the Henri and Bergkamp and Pires era. Like we've had goated teams with goated managers, and none of them have managed to get as many points as we had now. And that's something we have to start looking at and say, it's not fluke, it's not luck. I understand that this is something we did not see coming this fast, but it's here now. We just have to accept that we are a top team now, Arsenal. Now we just have to maintain it and we have to continue improving and signing players. Hey, big up reelers. I saw you guys manage to get a win today. And big up for the comments as well and support. I've seen it, bro. I do appreciate you, man. Make sure you do subscribe to Luca AFC and make sure you do subscribe to Footmost. Make sure you also subscribe to Real United. What a community, man. And Luke is saying if we get a DM, a wing forward and a centre forward in January who can truly compete with Partey, Jesus, Martinelli, and Saka, then yes, we could win the league. See us finishing second or third, otherwise, with our current squad. Yeah, I think we will finish around first and second. Because the thing is this, I think right now between us and Tottenham is what is 8 points, and they got one game. They played one game more than us. So, and I think Newcastle still they look solid, but I do think in the second half they might go down a bit. I see them finishing between third and fifth Newcastle. I think with Arsenal, like with the amount of points we already have, we're gonna need to really, really have a bad second half of the season to finishing outside the top two positions because we've accumulated so many points already. And I think if we can get a versatile winger, like someone like Trossard, who can play on the wing, he can play centrally, or someone like Wilfred Saha, he can also play centre forward, he can play on the wing. Ferran Torres is another one. Then you've solved two issues in one. Then you already got a winger who can compete with Saka, but can also compete with Jesus. And when Smith Rowe comes back, he can compete with Martinelli and also with Granit Xhaka. And then if we get a DM cover who can really compete with the Partey, or even if it's not even competing with him, give him rest so we don't play him every game. I think that would be good. Trinidad uncle, is it hot? Nearly froze. We need center forward DM and a winger. And Most is saying we just need the Iceman, and that's Jonathan David, in case you don't know. How did you get that up on StreamYard? Which one do you mean? The clips or the video? Because it's all I did it all on the phone. Or do you mean the background? I will caveat my comment with if we can keep our Premier League starters fit and healthy and only play them in Premier League, then yes, I think we can win the Premier League. And that's the spirit. We have to believe, as Zinchenko said, we have to believe to be able to achieve. But yeah, at least what it is now is that you remember how many seasons have you gone in as an Arsenal fan and you had zero expectation of I'm not even talking about winning, but even competing. We haven't had that feeling for years. So now that we are there, I'm just gonna enjoy it. And whatever happened, I know that happens, but I feel like we are going in the right direction as a club. Could you do with a player like yeah, of course you can always do with a player like Bergkamp. Yeah, you did scrap the win, but in the end, 3 points matters. Not every game is gonna be wonderful, especially for Man United. You've just signed a new manager. It's a new system. He's gonna have to learn the league and the oppositions, and the players gonna have to learn his philosophy. So it's gonna be up and down. But as long as you're getting enough points, you gotta take that, and then next season is where you're gonna want to see a massive improvement. But yeah, 3 points is 3 points, man. Yeah, we got Odeegard, Garnacho. Yeah, Garnacho, man, what a talent. Yeah, Beckham, he was just different. Is actually most favorite player. So yeah, keep drifting around, stay in the middle of the pitch and get goals like he did against Wolves. Yeah, but the thing is, his role is to drift around, and I'll show you again. Yeah, just quickly. With Odegaard, we because we don't play with a number 10 anymore. You can see Martinelli is the widest man. Then you got Vieira. Then you got Jesus. Then you got Saka, and you get Odegaard ahead of Saka. So Odegaard's role is to either create overloads on the wing or do second runs into the box. and today he managed to get 2 goals. But his role is not like before, where he was the central figure. He was the number 10, the main creator. Now we've spread out the creativity to all 5 attackers. Sometimes Jesus is the creator, sometimes it's Martinelli, Saka, Shaka, or Odeegard, or even Partey. So it's a new system that everybody's learning, and it's just gonna take time. I said this on the TGT Discord a couple of months ago. I appreciate you might have not seen him much, but I've been consistent with my views. Can I ask, do you think if Wolves had a striker, it would have been a different game? Uh, you know what the problem with Wolves? Because watching the game live, it's not just that they didn't have a striker. It was the fact that they were already defeated mentally. Like they decided to play so low, and Arsenal just leave the wings open for them because that's how we now play. And they couldn't create a lot. It was all down to Ruben Neves pinging and finding spaces for them. But they didn't really create good chances where you would see if a centre forward was there and they were more clinical, they would have scored. Maybe it would have caused more issues. It's very hard to say, but I think with Wolves, they need a new manager, and luckily they have found a new manager. It's going to be interesting to see what system he plays, what formation he plays, and I think they need to get in a few new players who will bring positivity into that squad because they need it. Yeah, and they miss Raúl Jimenez. Yeah, really. But then had Wolves had a centre forward capable of scoring, then they certainly wouldn't be bottom of. Yeah, they wouldn't be bottom of the league. That's. Yeah, yeah. If Mitrovic was playing today against Lindelof, it would have been game over. But yeah, let's move on to the player ratings and big up everyone that's here with us. Yeah, I just have to upload it, obviously. So, I must say, but yeah, they are should be with us very quickly. But yeah, who was your guys? Guys, who was your man of the match? Mine is here, um, and I'm gonna go through them player by player. So Ramsdale in goal, I'm gonna give him an 8. I think he was good, and whenever the defenders made a mistake like Zinchenko or Saliba, he was onto them. He was screaming at them. He was giving direction. He was very vocal yesterday. Yes, he didn't have to do lots of saves because Wolves didn't create a lot, but his distribution was good. Moving on to right back Ben White, I've given him a 7. I think he had a good performance. It wasn't amazing, but really they didn't threaten him, so he was okay. I'll give him a 7. Saliba, I've given him a 6. I think he was a bit lucky yesterday, Saliba, because he had a few moments where he was sloppy, and another day Wolves could have scored from it. Luckily, yesterday, Gabriel, his partner, was onto it, and whenever Saliba did make a mistake, he was there to clean it up, and it was good to see. So, Leah, let's move on to Gabriel. I've given him a 9. He was my man of the match until Odegaard scored 2 goals. He was fantastic. He was a beast in the air. He was clearing. His passing was good. Uh, he was just fantastic yesterday, Gabriel. I was so impressed by him, honestly, so impressed. Um, Zinchenko, guys. Zinchenko yesterday was not his best game, and I think he was down to maybe he was one of them who had who wasn't feeling well because he was quite sloppy on the ball yesterday, Zinchenko, and he's usually not. He took too many touches. He was a bit slow. He got caught off. He was better in the second half, but in the first half, it was a bit worrying with Zinchenko. But overall, I'm giving him a 6. Partey, another game by Thomas Partey. I'm giving him an 8. And yeah, he controlled the midfield again, very integral. His passing was important. That second goal is created by him, ping a long ball out to Martinelli. Martinelli miscontrols it, wins it back, give it to Zinchenko. Zinchenko put it in. Martinelli shoots, miss. Odeegard shoots, goal. So another good performance by Thomas Partey. Granted, I can't really rate him. I've just given him an average 5 because he just played 15 minutes. Yeah, yeah, I agree, Tariq. I think he wasn't feeling the best, but because of the way Wolves played, I think that's why he continued to play him. He didn't really want an overlapping left back. That's why we didn't see Tierney. Moving on to Fabio Vieira, who came on. First half, Fabio Vieira, as I've shown on the clips and the photos, he was struggling to find his role in the game, which is fine because usually he's the one who's supposed to play Odegaard's role or play the number 10. But he was playing now Shaka's role and he was struggling in the first half. Second half, fantastic performance. He was integral to the goals and he was creating, he was running, he was finding openings, he was lively, and you could see the quality he has on the ball. A lovely assist to Odegaard's first goal. So I've given him an 8. Moving on to the attackers, I've given Martinelli an 8. I rewatched the game and in both goals, he was so important. First goal, he starts the run, and I think he goes past 3 or 4 players, Martinelli, before he passed the ball. So he didn't get an assist or goal, but he was good, especially in the second half. First half, he didn't get a lot of the ball, not service, but he was working so hard up and down. And that's one thing you always get with Martinelli. He always works hard. Jesus, maybe I was harsh. I was supposed to put him on 7, but he's on a 6. I was impressed by Jesus' work rate yesterday. So he is a 7. Sorry, he's on 7. He's supposed to be on 8. Jesus yesterday was amazing again. I don't know how many times he managed to stop Wolves in the defense and make sure they didn't count on us or create a chance. He's the one that pass from Jesus to Vieira is amazing, and that's why we get the first goal. And he was unlucky. He scored one goal, a fantastic goal that was offside. He had another chance that hit the crossbar. Another day that goes in, and everybody's happy. Yes, Jesus hasn't scored for a while, but there's no doubt that as a team, he's integral to us. He's so important. And it's about the team in the end. As long as we are winning and scoring goals, I don't have a problem with the center forward not scoring. The problem we've had previously is that we've had center forwards where if they don't score, they don't really offer anything. Like I said, didn't have the energy or the legs anymore in the end. Aubameyang, we know Aubameyang, he scores, but when he doesn't score, he doesn't do anything really for us. So yeah, that's my player rating. Let me go through your comments quickly. And yeah, if you have yours, you can put them in. No issues at all. I will read them. Mostly saying Martinelli was great. Ben White was very good too. I agree. Tariq is saying, yeah, this one I did read. And listen to Anthony. Make sure you press the like button, people, and subscribe. And Moss is saying we'll probably try to poison us, but it didn't work. who have been saying that they can't see Tierney playing for us next season. Thoughts? Now, I think it's an overreaction. I do think it's an overreaction. I've said it many times. Tierney is someone we have to manage because he has not showed us during his 3 year period that he can play week in, week out and not get injured. He's missed too many games. And we want options. This is the thing, like, let's say we do sell Tierney, yeah? We don't want a situation like last season where the drop off from Tierney to Tavares was too big. Now we got Tierney and Tichenko, two very different players, two quality players that offer different things. You know, Tierney is very dynamic, very physical, good in one on one, good in overlapping and crossing the ball in. Zinchenko is almost a midfielder playing at left back. He helps us in possession. He helps us on breaking line. He helps us when team wants to press us to overload the midfield and make sure that they can't isolate Thomas Partey. So it just depends on the opposition and what the manager wants to do. And I'm sure within his mentality, he's gonna learn and he's gonna adapt and he's gonna be part of this team. And Luke is saying, unlike Spurs, who couldn't get the result they needed away to West Ham in 2006, last day of the season, we just got on with our bout of food poisoning and got the win. Spurs forever in our shadow. And Tariq is saying, Jesus was essential yesterday in creating overloads in the wide areas. 100%. Wolves purposely packed out the center of the pitch with three centre backs and three CM. The first goal comes from his overload. And yeah, and that's a very important point there from Tariq, guys. And make sure you do tune in to AFTV and you watch Tariq's interview on AFTV. He was fantastic. And if you look in the comment section, they love him. And if you look at the views he got, it's incredible. I'm so proud of you, brother. And I'm happy that I've been doing content with you, man. You know your thing. And yeah, it's true. I know a lot of people want to create a negative narrative with Jesus because he doesn't score as many goals as a Haaland scores or other centre forwards. But what he do is he makes sure that the team scores more goals. And in the end, it's about the team. It's not about the individual. Uh, it doesn't matter, you know. We had Aubameyang winning golden boots, but we were still finishing eighth. Yeah, he's like Firmino. I've said it many times. He's like what Firmino was when Liverpool were in their prime. He was what Real Madrid was previously when Bale and Ronaldo was there. You know, Benzema had that same and similar role. And Benzema is just lately, the past 2 or 3 seasons, he started to score 20 plus goals. Before that, he didn't. But Real Madrid were winning every title anyway, so it didn't matter. And yeah, and create space. That's so important in football. You have to create space because teams are now so tactical because they got so much information on the opposition team and they got so much data and video photograph where they can analyze and put up low blocks. So you know, previously we used to complain that we so our attack is so sloppy, we are so slow. We don't have those issues anymore with Jesus. Winning while suffering for food poisoning just isn't for everyone. Yeah, the reverse pass was class. Honestly, it was class. I wish I could show it to you guys, but just go and watch it on Sky Sport or something. Yeah, Shaka was trying. I don't know if he was sick, but it's interesting to see that he was on the bench. That Vieira got played ahead of him. I think it just shows that Sambi really needs to step up. That's the thing. He needs to step up. Katie is great. He's figuring the system out, and Mikel wants him to be Lord managed to need him. Yeah, I want Jesus to get more goals. His work rate is class for 1 goal. Yeah, but that's the thing. We always want our centre forwards to score lots of goals, but in the end, if we are winning and we are scoring goals, that is the main. That's what's more important than a specific player scoring X amount of goals. That's my whole point. there will be games where we need Jesus to score, and hopefully he will turn up and score. Then he's going to get 6 weeks to try and fit into how Arteta wants it. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. My brother King, your interview was excellent and inspired me to go on. So make sure to check out Kings if you haven't done so already. Yeah. Big up Tariq. As he said, I also got interviewed by AFTV, and make sure you watch both of us. Tariq, get in shape. You're young, should be playing the beautiful game. Look at the old Master King. Fit as fit. what? What are you trying to say? But yeah, I've been on to Tariq for a while. Uh, Fitness to all of you out there, guys. Training is so important to your mental health, and it's not about having a certain figure or looking something. It's just the fact that going out, doing some activities, it's good for your mental health just to change your environment, and it's good to exercise. So do it if you can. Thanks, Luke Legend. Don't be Moss and get fat and broken. No, nah. It's not too late, Moss. It's never too late. No worries, Tariq. Your weekend preview on Friday was excellent. Looking forward to your World Cup content. Yes, guys. So do make sure you subscribe to Football Sport Talks. You subscribe to Tariq Talks, S Feedly TV, Realist United, CM22, Eagle Eye TV. Eagle Eye Football. Sorry. Make sure you subscribe to all of us. It's been wonderful. And I got an announcement that I was going to do today. And I am going to give out a football shirt to someone who's a subscriber of the channel. So all you need to do to be able to get into the competition is you subscribe to my channel and you send proof either to my phone or to my DM or on the Discord that you're subscribers. And when we reach 300 subscribers, one lucky winner will get a football shirt, and I will send it to you no matter where you are in the world. More information will be put out. But yes, guys, we got my cousin. He has a shop. He sells football shirts, so he's decided to sponsor the channel with a shirt. So instead of me taking it, I want to give it out to the community. Steven is doing F1 content today. That's why. But yeah, guys, make sure there will be World Cup content. There will be World Cup fantasy as well. I will speak to Tariq and to Moss and to if there's anyone you want me to get onto the channel, let me know and we'll try and get that person into the channel. But thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been a lovely stream. Arsenal top of the league, 5 points ahead of Man City. Who would have thought? But as we say, before we end the stream, the tradition needs to run, guys.
Baby, where is the remote?
Remote?
Yes.
Arsenal.
What do you mean by Arsenal?
On top of the table.